From the gray thing to the UFO in orbit. Here are your top 10 mysterious times astronauts lied about what they saw in space. In our number 10 spot, we have an alien interaction. Have you ever come across someone that so clearly lied but they tried to cover it up with a joke? Or perhaps they were so clearly telling the truth and they decided to mask it as it's a joke. Well, that could very well be the case for astronaut Scott Kelly, except I'm not quite sure if he was masking the truth with his words. I'll let you decide. Apparently, Scott Kelly spent quite a lot of time on the International Space Station. He is known as the astronaut that has stayed the longest in the space station. Scott has apparently made a few UFO/alien jokes in his time that has raised some eyebrows. At one point, he was quoted as saying that aliens have it easier in space than we do. First off, that is not a joke. If he thinks that's a joke, I think we need to sign him up for a class at Second City. But second, excuse me sir, but what does that mean? Have you seen aliens in space seemingly live comfortably? Was he told to say that he was joking because he could have revealed a top secret if he elaborated? Possibly. If you're liking this video, don't forget to subscribe for good vibes and more content like this. In our number 9 spot, we have UFO footage. Here is some crazy footage that NASA has dismissed. It's so clear that there's something going on here, and the complete disregard for crazy footage like this truly makes you feel like, what else are they keeping from us? In 2020, Russian cosmonaut Ivan Wagner made a time-lapse video while orbiting space, and he claimed to have found something. Space guests, he called them. In his video, you see the curved edge of the Earth at night with a green swirl of the aura moving across the surface and several falling stars. It's such a cool video to see. Then about 9 seconds in, you see a fleet of 5 possible UFOs. He said that because it's in a time-lapse format, you can't measure how long they were there, but it was for about 50 seconds real time. This video is so nuts. I'm so happy that this astronaut decided to share this with the world. At least we know that some of them are on a quest for truth and are not keeping us from seeing crazy evidence. In our number 8 spot, we have new planets. Not too long ago, it was released to the public that a possible batch of Earth-sized planets were discovered, and apparently 3 of them could possibly support human life. Yeah, my mind is blown too. Some scientists are on board with the evidence and some are dismissing it, which makes it confusing to us little guys that don't know what's going on and really just want to know if aliens exist or not. Let's be real. We've been kept out of important discoveries before only to have seen evidence years later when they've been declassified. People believe that's what will happen in this case. Perhaps not only were these planets discovered, but possibly alien life as well. These planets have been called the TRAPPIST-1 planets, and the whole discovery just feels fishy to me, as if people are dismissing the evidence to cause confusion so that no one knows what's real and are distracted by the confusion. In our number 7 spot, we have the flat Earth theory. Many people believe that the spherical Earth is a lie and that NASA has been faking the whole thing. They believe that all of the photos of the globe are photoshopped for financial gain. I'm not sure I'm on board with this one, but let's discuss why people think this is a lie. It is believed that it would cost much less to fake a space program than to actually have one, and the funding that NASA gets goes to the people behind the sham. Whoa, imagine. NASA has thousands of employees though, so logically it would be pretty hard to fake it from that many people. Unless of course you had everyone work on projects that are top secret and they aren't allowed to tell their coworkers what they're working on. Like I said, not sure I'm fully on board with NASA lying about this one, but if this lie were proven to be real, there would probably be some kind of civil war, because I bet people would be furious. In our number 6 spot, we have the gray thing. Here we have another case of, is this astronaut a liar or is this a true story? This is a story told by an anonymous online user that claims to be an astronaut who once saw an alien in an underground US base. He claimed to have been traveling through a US base that he didn't want to name as there is only a number of people allowed in and he doesn't want to be tracked. At this base, he saw a person that was gray, and he was definitely not from this planet. obviously. When out in space, he had seen a fleet of aircraft that he knew were UFOs, but he didn't think we had any contact with them yet. It wasn't until that moment that he realized that not only do we have contact with them, but also the aliens are actually already living among us. Interesting. Well, there are so many quote-unquote whistleblowers that have mentioned gray people, so this story could be true. Some think it to be a lie, some don't. I think that there are only a handful of people that have gone to space, so it would be easy to find the culprit, and this would be a very risky move on their part. What do you think? In our number 5 spot, we have UFO in orbit. This story is crazy to me because 2 astronauts by the name of James Lovell and Frank Borman once claimed that they had seen a UFO, but NASA dismissed it. NASA claims that the story isn't true, and it is clear that they have tried to bury it. They said that what these 2 men saw were just the booster rocket nearby, but they both said that what they saw was a fleet of UFOs and the booster in sight. It was not the booster according to them. They were UFOs and the booster. Look, personally, I don't see a reason for them to lie, other than maybe if they were hoping for a future book deal, but honestly, just the very fact that they have gone to space would automatically make them cool enough for a book deal, and I'm sure a publishing house would say yes. So I can't think of any reason why they would be motivated to lie, so I believe them. There's so much out there that we don't know yet. We might as well stay open and believe the actual people that went to space when they say that they've seen something. In our number 4 spot, we have enormous babies. There have been many reports from NASA employees of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin seeing aliens when they first arrived on the moon. They have said that this is a lie and that they never ever said anything about big babies, but a lot of people believe differently, as if they wouldn't have been bought off by someone who would want to keep it a secret, am I right? A former NASA employee by the name of Otto Binder unnamed radio hams with his own VHF receiving equipment bypassed NASA's broadcasting and picked up the following being said by Neil in response to NASA asking, "What's there, Apollo 11?" The response, "These babies are huge, sir. Enormous. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you, there are other spacecraft out there, lined up on the far side of the crater edge. They're on the moon watching us." Allegedly, off the record, the 2 astronauts did admit to many scientists that they indeed saw something. I could get on board and believe that they probably did see something and then proceeded to lie about it, but I doubt they would lie out of malicious greed if they did. It would have been probably due to following orders, let's be real. In our number 3 spot, we have, is the sun as big as we think? This is a theory I had never heard about before researching this video. Apparently, there are people that believe that NASA astronauts have lied to us in regards to what they know about the sun. Again, such an odd thing to lie about, and also, what for? For what purpose? Why would they need to lie about this? But anyways, the theory is that the sun is actually much closer and smaller than NASA has told us. A conspiracy theorist said this, quote, "Clear photographs of the sun used in textbooks are always produced with modern telescopes containing the necessary devices used to view the sun properly. The telescope manufacturers, along with the organizations which use the telescopes, those very organizations which propagate the moon hoax, have an interest in there being a sun, and so their evidence cannot be accepted as authentic." Huh. So it's believed that the telescopes have changed the look of the sun due to a financial interest? Yeah, they lost me. But who knows, perhaps what we know about the sun is a lie. That would suck, but I don't rule out anything these days. In our number 2 spot, we have moon people. In November of 2021, China thought that they were on the precipice of making one of the world's biggest discoveries. Moon people. Actual aliens on the moon. But honestly, they were either lying to themselves and really wanted to believe it, or they are lying to all of us right now. Dun dun dun. Basically, the U-2 moon rover captured a mystery hut on the moon. But basically, it was revealed in January 2022 that this hut was just a crater rim. But was it? Was it just a crater rim? Or was it actually aliens, but we the public have been told otherwise? If they really did make a mistake, it's pretty funny to think that they thought a crater rim was actually a hut for aliens. In our number 1 spot, we have the Freemasons. Ever heard the theory that the government has been infiltrated by the elite with their own personal agendas? Well, some people believe that to be in the case of NASA. People believe that the oldest secret society has infiltrated NASA, and therefore it is possible that the information may be corrupted and previous/present astronauts may lie about their experiences in space. Where do people get this idea from? Well, allegedly Buzz Aldrin had connections to the Freemasons, and so did Edgar Mitchell of Apollo 14 and Don Ezel of Apollo 7. Apparently James Irwin as well. Another theorist pointed out that NASA has symbols that are tied into the Freemasons. They pointed out that the United States is represented by the eagle, and so are the Freemasons, and the US was the first on the moon. All of this could be a stretch, or it could be connected. Whether all of this is a coincidence or not, who knows, but it sure makes you think. I'm Melissa Mulati, your host, and this is sadly my last video. I've had a blast making content on this channel, and this is not the end for me, but 'tis the end of me on Most Amazing. Love you guys, thanks for the laughs, and as always, I hope that you have a good day, sir. I said good day, sir.